Sheesh. I was not anticipating. Alright, let's see. Continue on with the breaking. Break down to the pistols. There we go. We don't got many bits, so, you know, job. Yeah, we might as well take a peek around here. And hello. Alright, let's see what we got. Energy cell and light ammo. Heavy ammo. Oh, good. A necklace. Ooh, trip blade. Yeah, that's a primal. For those wondering, those are giant monkeys. We got a shotgun. Anyway, let's continue on. I'm going to take a peek around before we proceed to the next area. Oh, did I? Oh, the bot's slow. I didn't know if I either disconnected or something connected, but either way, hopefully I didn't even notice it. Whoa, bad puppy! Bad puppy! Poor bastard. He tried to bait guy with grave rob, and then he got himself robbed by other critters. Anyway, let's continue on. I want to see what else they got. Maybe find some other rare supplies and good stuff. Okay, I see we got some new things. Ooh, an axe. And that's improv stuff. So, yeah. Let's break some of this stuff down. Tri-blade. And let's get ourselves back up now. Oh, what's this? Oh, a marauder thug basically was here. Alright. Yep, and there's the corporate, yard. So it looks like we are basically in the right area. Oh.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Oh, hello.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
And my pod crashed in the hills back there.
Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices.
I never got your name. I'm Chojin.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you.
Ugh.
Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
I'm looking to find a power regulator. You know where I can find one of those?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
It depends on the work. You offering a job?
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
You're making people pay for your own graves?
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge.
Ugh. Why can't you collect the fees yourself?
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know?
Alright, I'll collect your fee. I'll collect the fees for you.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Why is Abernathy a special case?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Alright, where can I find these people?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Alright, I'll be back. So we got ourselves some new quests here already. And welcome to the town of Edgewater. Edgewater Employment Community. And remember, red means theft. Alright. Messages from Inhumers Association. The subject, a special offer. Dear reader, your subscription to the Inhumers Association Network has expired. We'd like you to invite to renew your subscription. Act now, and we'll throw in a copy of our newest publication, Shovel's Gazette and Quarterly. From Spacer's Choice Human Resources. Edgewater Cemetery is a property of the Spacer's Choice Company. The Spacer's Choice family takes care of its own, and from the cradle to the grave. Gravesites, plots, and headstones are provided by Spacer's Choice at an affordable rate. Comfortable, spacious plots. Custom engraved headstones and monograms. Complimentary to eulogy, courtesy of an order of scientific inquiry. Let your spirit rest in the privacy of a Spacer's Choice brand gravesite. Oh my lord. Inventory logs. Burial path. Alright. Cause of it. Theodore Granger, accident, successfully interred at Grave 13F, paid an account, Inhumans addendums. Teddy's corpse was missing a hand, deducted 5 bits from gravesite fee because I'm a kindly fellow. Alright. Yeah, we're not stealing shovels or spades and stuff, so we'll just leave that be, but hey. At least now we know something's up. Oh, that window's busted. Anyway, let's head to Edgewater. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing perfectly alright. Just want to make sure everything's going well, and, alright. We discovered the town of Edgewater.
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler. Spacer's Choice takes care of its own.
Alright, that's a sick house.
Another day at the cannery.
Don't go knocking your work. At least we've got work.
Well, we better go find this Mr. Thompson fella. Better put my weapon back. Don't want to be pulling that out in public. People don't like it when you whip out a firearm on their face. And here we are. Hello? Hello? Alright, we might as well just read. Spatial choice property. Notice the Edgewater Sultan County strictly adheres to spatial choice standards of health and safety. Notice schedules your sick leaves with your spatial choice foreman and/or supervisor. Be considerate toward other members of the spatial choice family. Allow 2 to 4 weeks to process and approve your scheduled sick leave. Lost hours may be compensated to the company. See Reed if you're having trouble paying your sick leave. We will try to arrange wage deduction instead. Remember, work invigorates the spirit. Sickness in the body reflects sickness in the mind and sickness in the character. If you find yourself falling ill, it may be time to schedule a meeting with our local vicar. Good lord. Anyway. Yes, and elevator music. Classic.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Alright.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Are you Reed? I was told I should talk to you.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Yeah. And I don't work. That's because I don't work for Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repairs. I'm looking for a power regulator.
The only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Alright. Frying myself.
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Wait. When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean by that?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Okay. Hold up. I don't think those. If it's really the are not legally inhabitants. You mean marauders? No, wait. I don't think those. What is? Tell me what I need to do. I'm confused in this.
Living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Alright. How would I recognize Adelaide if that's the case?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
Those workers must have left town for a reason.
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Alright, I'll see what I can do to help.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Sure. I could use more of the help and the company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Let's get going. Companions. You gain a companion. They are characters that join you on your adventures and help in a variety of ways. They provide useful combat skills. Their skills enhance your skills. They increase your carrying capacity, and you unlock special companion combat abilities with the inspiration skill.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
If this is about the deserters, so what's the other side of it?
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
I can't blame them for wanting to leave. This place has got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
You got a point. And you don't have to call me mister, you can just call me Chojin. Anyway, let's go talk to that vicar. We better close the door. We're not raising a barn. We may be out in the frontiers of space, but it doesn't mean we're raising a barn.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
I wouldn't blame you. This whole place is like the only cleanest place here in the entire town. Ah. Hey, you must be the good man of the cloth.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Pavardi wanted to talk to you about what Reed asked us to do.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Cut off the power to Adelaide's deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
So, what do you think of Adelaide's group, Vicar?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
Depends on how well the leader can provide, beyond your walls.
Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for.
So what can you advise then?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Alright, is that even possible?
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
And, why that?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Handsome. Why would a vicar be after banned heretical textbooks?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
I need to know a little bit more about this book before I agree to this.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
I'll look for your book.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Okay, thank you. That'll be helpful. Anyway, while we're here, we might as well start collecting... We might as well do some side quests. Alright, so we need... Since we got now the Potter, deliver Reed's message. Let's take care of the grave matter thing first. Yes, and that thing's called a saltuna, which is like an alien fish, but... to our energy brew. Ooh. Oh, by the way, funny thing. Remember, you can always switch your armor out, and it makes stuff opening quicker. Criminal activities. Trespassing, lockpicking, hacking, and murder all considered illegal activities and are frowned upon by society. Avoid being seen if you want to engage in those activities without consequences. Alright. Nothing to see here. I just borrowed it without permission. That's how it works. Bro, that's how we work.
Clever.
And we got some new toys, so let's see what we got here. Stun baton, which works here, and, ooh, an energy weapon. Let's see. We'll replace our shotgun with this. How are you with weapons? Yes. Yes, your companion ledger. For those curious, you can change... Oh, I'm a little too loud. You can change the equipment on your, on your companions. So, 121, you can change weapons and among others, but she's okay, so it never hurts to carry different types of armor so you can switch out situations. Oh, level up. Time dilation code. You have unlocked location hit for tactical dilation. So basically, we unlock that. That VATS you mentioned, Larry? We got VATS now, and here you go. Hello.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Silas sent me. He owes you owe him some gravesite fees.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
What are you talking about?
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Yeah, gotta watch out for those, mechanicals.
That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
If your resistance needs another gun, I'm for hire.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Proper army pays enlistment fees.
Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
What do you need to be done?
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
Alright, if I'm gonna go after this, mechanical scout, I could get a few pointers.